Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening or watching, I thank you for doing so. I am Kevin Mumphrey, and this is Fuck It, We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleagues, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Yeah.
So we finally got this thing straightened out now that we can have guests. We actually have a guest now because we actually have this stuff straightened out now. Our first guest back virtually is Clarence. Actually, I'll let Victoria introduce him.
I need to introduce him.
Yes, I think it would be great if you do it.
You know what I'm saying? The master editor, the master DP, you know what I'm saying? The all around filmmaker, the magic maker, everything else. Also from Memphis, you know what I'm saying? It's gang over here. We ganging up.
I ain't scared of y'all.
And by all that, she meant to introduce Clarence Scott Jr. How you doing, Clarence?
I'm doing great, man. How's everybody doing?
Well,
We
apparently
living.
we're all gang here.
Gang.
Well, I mean, apparently I'm not. You know, I'm not either cool enough or
We'll jump you in later.
whatever. I ain't get jumped in nothing. Nah, we ain't playing that.
But today I wanted to talk basically all things camera, filmmaking,
All things Clarence.
technical aspects, and you were just the perfect person to talk to about it. So I wanted to start off with, what was the first camera you owned for filmmaking?
First camera I ever owned for filmmaking? Probably the Sony NEX5.
You went straight to Sony.
Yeah.
So there was no Nikon stage for you.
No, sir. And that is not me completely. That is not me like taking a dump on Nikon either. It's just, it is what it is.
So, okay, what made you pick the Sony camera?
It had it all. Like, it was a nice hybrid camera, APS-C, took great video, took great photos too. Like, I learned how to be a astute studying photographer using that NEX5N. Like, I have so many fond memories of just learning the craft, just shooting things with that. The only issue I ever had with it was the fact that it only recorded so much. And then when I graduated to the Sony A6000, it was the same thing. It only recorded up to like probably 29, 30 minutes, and then it would stop, and then I'd have to start all over again.
So it was probably, this camera you're talking about, probably best used for, like, and I'm guessing you started off with music videos?
I did, yeah.
So it'll probably be a good start for doing music videos.
For sure. Me and Victoria definitely have our stories learning how to shoot music videos using both.
Brother, do you call them stories or do you call them horror stories? Huh?
I'm not going to call them horror stories because, you know, we actually saw those things out to completion by the grace of God.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of people who don't complete this. They just don't complete stuff. So, hey, you know, we did see them out to
Now,
completion.
do you mean like the artists don't completely show up?
No, like people.
Yeah, we haven't had those kinds of stories. Thank goodness.
Actually, we have.
We all have.
No,
You hear me?
I'm saying
yeah,
us on one
to be
particular
fair.
project have. That's today.
Oh, well, I don't know what y'all talking about.
You acting like you don't know? First thing?
Oh,
You were in contact with her.
yeah.
You do not know.
Like some stuff I just kind
No,
of.
that girl said she lost her phone, but still was contacting Kevin. And I'm trying to figure out.
She was doing it through computer. She was doing it through at work or somewhere. I have edged that out of my memory. Oh, why would y'all bring that up?
It ain't no y'all. One person brought that up.
So-
One person
Brought it up. What?
Get back to Clarence.
Gang. Oh.
So and
So I'm gonna throw this off, man. So I'm sorry.
What got you wanting to kind of work in the world of filming? Anyways,
What got me wanting to? Oh, that's a pretty easy answer. What got me wanting to do film was, without question, just I grew up liking films, TV shows as a kid anyway. So thanks to the advent of DVDs, that word sounds archaic as hell saying it now, but
try
the
saying
special,
VHS.
yeah, that too. But you had special features. I think watching special features, understanding like all the time, the effort, the production, the post production involved, and learning the magic behind everything. Like that was some of the fun for me kind of shifting, because initially I wanted to be an artist growing up. And I used to spend my
Oh,
summers at Memphis
what
College
kind
of
of
Art.
artist did you want to be?
What kind?
Yeah, what kind of artist?
Honestly, if I really thought hard enough about it, probably comic book artist. I thought about doing that. I really wanted to be more of either a comic book artist or an outright animator, because I
Okay,
was
I was
also
thinking a
really
whole
big
nother
on
kind of
animated
artist.
features.
Yeah, you had to clarify.
I was thinking a
Yeah,
whole nother
yeah.
kind of artist.
We were, and I ain't gonna
I
lie,
thought you was in the studio.
right. I thought you was in the studio. I thought you
No,
was finna come out.
no.
You come out with
Never that. Never
with
that.
a South Memphis mixtape or something.
Oh, so you gonna tell this brother all he can do is rap and play basketball?
I didn't say
Is
that.
that what y'all say? It's implied.
I mean, I hate it. I was like, oh, see, Scott run. That kind of has a new meaning now. See, Scott make these niggas run.
Man, come on, man. Come on.
Got guns in the background. Oh, I'm like, I want to hear this mixtape. But okay, anime, comic books. Yes. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
You act like he couldn't be a rap artist if he wanted to.
I would love to hear
Don't
it.
start, VA. I know. No. Now you know.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? We can make a couple of beats up, and only thing you gotta do is have some gun sounds in the background. You know,
Come on.
You yell out,
Scott Run Productions. Like, oh,
Clarence from South Memphis. Yell out South Memphis all day. You know what I'm talking about?
Come on.
Lord.
Don't do the brother
Lord.
like that. Don't do the brother like that.
oh, I got your anime. But so now, at what point do you kind of remember you watching like TV shows and films, not just as a fan, but you're looking into like the technical aspects of how it's shot, maybe even the writing or like the camera? Like, when did you start looking at it deeper?
High school. Definitely high school. Because by that point, I was making it a habit to try and watch whatever the latest movie was coming out, for sure. So that's one part of the equation. Then the other part was towards the end of my time in high school. I really think I truly fully shifted into like wanting to do this like for real as like a career choice or career path when I started taking, we had a digital film course, and I can't even remember the teacher's name.
It's okay.
I can't remember. I remember the classmates in that course, but more than anything else, I really
Everything but the teacher. Everything but
I
Must
know,
do a good
right?
job.
That's terrible. She did do a great job, though. She really did. And it was a female teacher. But I wound up in that course watching so many movies and then learning so many different techniques, a lot of like the jargon, the terms for various things. And then we had to put it to practice. We had to make various short films or features like on a weekly basis.
So what was
and
your
then turn them in as
first
projects?
What was your first short?
It's probably on YouTube somewhere. Probably on one of my very, very first YouTube channels.
What was the
It's
name?
called Afro.
You remember the name of it?
It's aged really poorly. It's called Afro
That's
Funk.
fine.
It's called what?
Afro Funk.
Afro Funk.
Yes, it's aged very poorly.
So what was it about though?
Okay, so just hear me out on this. It's a commercial, right? Literally, it's a short form commercial, and I'm like the main actor in it.
Okay.
Like
So
I'm
you
getting
already had some acting work before you got to college, huh?
a little, and then like I dipped into acting a little bit, like and not just like the grade school plays. I took a couple like courses of theater in high school and in college when I went to MC.
Right.
So I got a minor in speech and theater. But yeah, I'm like the lead actor in this. I'm getting my ass handed to me, getting beat up, and then the commercial takes a left turn. I find this shampoo, and I wrote like Afro
Whoa.
Funk in cursive on it.
It was a shampoo commercial?
Pretty much. We had the camera zoom in to the shampoo bottle, and then it zooms out, and I got this Afro wig on the top. And then we're playing, what was it? We're playing Flashlight by Parliament Funkadelic, and I'm basically, I can't really fully describe the end of it, but I'm basically dancing at the end. It's just
that sounds like an interesting commercial.
Like
that's a shampoo commercial. That sounds
like if you saw that today, you go, "What the hell is going on?" But you remember the product.
Yeah,
you would.
And
You'd also
there'll be
laugh, too.
TikToks that'll probably make fun of it, talk about it. They'll probably even redo it, do their own version of it. White TikTok will have like their white afros getting beat up, and it's like some white shampoo. There's so many possibilities.
White shampoo.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, we're doing Afro funk, so
That sounds real racist.
No, it's not at all.
No, it sounds like a Childish Gambino song. No,
just me. Okay, all right, yeah, whatever.
That should be fire too.
I will take your word for it. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Childish Gambino.
I know, but what?
Donald
Yeah,
white shampoo.
What white shampoo is in Donald Glover?
No, I'm saying like that would be the name of a song. I said it sounds like a Donald Glover song or a Childish Gambino song.
Yeah.
When you gotta explain it, it's terrible.
Yes.
When you gotta explain it, it's terrible.
A minute. Didn't he say in the beginning that he was already?
Oh,
no.
Oh, he's checked out.
No.
He's checked out. He's focusing on notes.
No. I was checking my notes before the show. That's why I was checked out. So anything y'all was saying back then, I would.
So,
really care.
like, how do you explain right now then?
Nothing you said makes sense. That's
It sounds like a song.
And then you had to explain it.
Stuff, man.
Then you had to explain it.
Yeah, it's a song called "Yeah Ho."
You were singing that earlier too,
and we have diverged into the unspoken path. So in college, like what kind of project were you working on in college?
Plenty. First music video I ever shot was in college at MT. It was for this rapper. His real name is Malcolm Lockridge, but at the time he was going as Mac the Knife. Really talented dude.
Mac Knife?
Mac the Knife.
Mac the Knife.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
you. And I believe the song
why you
was
put
called
Alcatraz on there. I think that sounds great.
Yeah.
I got you.
And he's still out rapping now. The music video was for a song he did called Coordinates.
So, like, during this first shoot, because of this being your first shoot now, were you ever a bit overwhelmed by it all, or are you kind of learning on the go, or did it kind of feel like an ease to it?
A little both, because first music video, you're trying to figure out your angles, you're trying to figure out, are you going to be able to synchronize this stuff in post? So you're learning that, hey, you got to have the music playing while you're recording so you can sync the actual track up to the video that you're chopping to make the process easier. And then there's the possibility and definite likelihood that because it's your first music video, rookie mistakes are guaranteed to happen. So I remember there were there's maybe
what were these rookie mistakes?
Definitely a couple shots where I took my camera I was using at the time off the sticks, the tripod, and you can still see the tripod in the background on a couple shots.
Yeah. Okay.
Just that ain't bad.
Things like that.
That ain't too bad.
Because I'm thinking with a music video, because you usually, and I don't know if you did this for this video, I think like a lot of your shots are just like maybe 3 to 5 seconds, if not shorter than that.
No, because then, shots. Yeah.
So, like right before you get to that tripod, just cut that right off into something. Now, was it a music video like that? But I know in college, you all get really creative and could be trying all types of things. I don't know if it was like your average rap video or it's like, let's try something new.
I would say it was like your average rap video. I mean, looking back at it now, Would I be able to do things better? Absolutely. Would I be able to come up with like an overall concept to make that video stand out a bit more? Definitely. But again, that's all the time and years of doing this thing coming into play.
Live and you learn.
Now I know, yeah, you when it comes to videos, you kind of like the concept, as far as doing a video.
I do. I'd rather do that than the
I always like compared to the Chief Keef videos where they just kind of stay
when y'all kind of standing around and
With the-
pointing guns and stuff like, yeah, boy,
like
we
that.
doing that.
Have you done
That-
those
that
videos,
ain't
Clarence?
No fun.
You've done the gun pointing video.
Never done a gun pointing video, and I thank God every day I haven't done a gun pointing video.
That's the stuff I don't like.
I got
It
that one.
certainly is
That was
that
a good.
stuff I
You
don't
scored
like.
on that one. Now, have ones been offered where there's like, hey, we wanted to just try. We're gonna just stand like right here, just me and the homies, and we just gonna put out. They call them blickies, I believe now. But
They
to put
call
out
them what now?
Blickies.
Like,
Man,
yeah.
you like 10 years late, man.
But so what's the
Blickies,
new?
come on,
So what's
man.
the new? Dude, I'm in my 40s.
You on TikTok?
I
You on
don't.
TikTok?
I'm not on gun talk. Okay?
Man, come on,
I
man.
don't know what these youngins call these.
So what do they call them now?
They call them a lot of stuff.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know what they call them.
They call them a lot of stuff. Look, I'm just saying, like, they don't call them blicky no more.
But what do they call them?
They call them a lot of stuff. It's a regional thing. What they call it in Memphis? What they call it in Memphis?
Fine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, whatever term they use in Memphis. If they say, look, we're just gonna point these at you and rap. Like, have you ever been like even like they brought that up to you?
Never. But again,
The run in C Scott means I'm running if I see some.
Before we go any further, does he look like the type of dude that just
You're stereotyping.
would allow somebody to point a gun at him?
You're stereotyping.
It's a good stereotype. You don't want a gun pointed at you. Seriously, like, does he look like the type? Be like, yeah, go ahead and point that at me. Yeah, make sure you wave it and touch the trigger a few times. Don't pull it though.
Do any of us look like that?
No, that's crazy. That's a great question. That's wild, man. Like, no, man. Listen to this. I'm like, no.
Hey, it happened. They're like, we're gonna pay you $300 because they don't pay.
They
They usually don't pay much. They're not gonna. They're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna pay $3,000 just to point guns at you. That's probably gonna be the going payment.
If I allowed it, you better pay more than 300. That's if I allowed it.
Like 300, you can point them to the sky. Y'all got about 2 shots. Pow. Yeah, there we go. We got that shot. No, I don't think we got it. Yeah, hell yes, you do. I'm the professional here. You're not even professional at shooting that thing.
See,
I'm better at this than you are with that gun. So trust me, we're moving on to the next shot. But so
I'd be horrified. I'd be horrified.
At what point did you get? Because I know Victoria don't do videos no more. It'd have to be an incredible case for her to go back to that. Are you kind of in the same predicament yourself, or are you 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
You know what? And I've been telling Victoria this for a minute. Like, I feel like I am 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Because the last few music videos I remember doing, they were with Victoria. And we do have very, very shared experiences
Jesus.
shooting said videos. And at the time, we were
I've
both
edged
like,
those out of my brain.
I mean, they make for great stories, and people can definitely learn a great deal from said stories.
Boy, do they make for good stories. I might do a movie about it one day. We'll see what happens.
And if
Since
not
we're
a
talking
movie,
about these
definitely
stories.
we can.
We're not
Yeah.
sharing those stories.
No,
Talking
come
about
on.
these great stories.
We're not sharing these stories.
One.
We're not sharing these
It
stories.
don't even have to be incredibly
even matter.
illegal.
It don't even matter.
Just a teaspoon of.
I'll let Clarence share whatever he would like to share.
I mean, you can change the names to protect the innocent.
Just a taste. That's all the people want is a taste.
I'm not saying a word.
I'm
Clarence
not-
can say whatever he wants to say.
You can even take Victoria out of it if it makes you.
People already know I'm in it. That was a crazy statement.
Just
You know
I mean,
what?
a story
Carson,
that others
You
can
know what,
learn
Carson?
from.
Hey,
I am with you. Okay.
So instead of saying VA, say like Apple. It'd be a code, right?
Wait
It'd be
a
the
minute.
code.
And Apple said, "Y'all got me." Sure, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Real fucked up. Do you hear me?
So, a story that other people could learn from that are starting off.
A story that other people can learn from. Man, we got plenty of those too.
Yeah.
But as
we
far
all
as
in
like
here got stories like that.
as far as like the music videos things go, Victoria and myself were tagged to shoot a video for a famous artist in Memphis. And in this case, I will not say the name
It is probably best.
for the sake of legal protections. Lord, I believe that shoot was supposed to be tagged as just Victoria and myself. Unknowns to us, there was another videographer tagged onto that shoot. First day we were supposed to shoot, that third videographer
Went ballistic.
bounced halfway through. He went ballistic on
So
the
the
producer.
other
on our
videographer,
producer.
was they like behind the scenes footage?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was supposed to shut up. Go ahead, Clarence. I'm sorry.
Because
See, you can
that would have
get
I'm
in.
sorry.
Yeah, I
No.
promise. I
But-
promise.
Go
It's not a
ahead. I'm
problem.
sorry. Go ahead.
But no, yeah, that third videographer decided to go off on the producer of the music video, which was crazy. And then he didn't shoot anything. And then he wound up quitting, left said shoot of that first day. And then I think the second or third day he came back and then quit again. Like I said, we've got stories for days. Like,
Now, how
and
does it
again,
look?
So
Now, if anybody decided they want to come on our set and throw themselves around, you know, that big D energy, throw that around, then want to quit and then try to come back, it's a done deal. Because once you walk off of our set, you off of our set.
So that was kind of my first takeaway. Like they came back. Well, my first takeaway is I've never heard of a music video producer, but that's interesting.
It was a lot going on. Okay,
it was a lot going on.
This sounded like if there was ever a set that needed a producer.
That was the
maybe
PG version of it. Okay.
I
I'm
kept
just
it
I'm
very
just saying.
clean and sanitized.
And they quit. They came back. Did they shoot anything when they came back?
Clarence.
No.
Why even bring a camera?
I think I believe I still have all the B-roll and stuff we did.
Why?
And
Grab
the only
that
reason that we still have all that is because of who it is.
I thought y'all using it for ransom footage.
No.
Just
because of who the artist is.
Right.
Just
That's
for
the only reason
clarification.
I kept it. That's the only reason.
just in case y'all talk crazy. I
And
got
Lord
crazy
knows.
footage.
And Lord knows, like, again, we've got so much experience now that I would love to be able to redo that kind of music video shoot again. Just better. Like, again, we were coming into this still kind of fresh out of college.
It wasn't no
And-
kind of brother. We were fresh out of college. We were trying
Yeah.
to figure out, really trying to figure out everything that college taught us. Like they, you know.
Now you brought up college. So what would, let's say, something you kind of learned just out in the field, just out doing it, that you may not have learned from college?
I may not have learned.
So there's what you learn on a book, and there's when you learn on the field.
This is also true. If there is any particular thing that I learned doing this outside of college, I think it would be, honestly, number one would be don't wait. Like, you can't just expect a project to just fall right into your lap. Like, you have to want the shit, and you have to be willing and able enough to keep fighting for the shit, even when it feels like it's not readily available to you, when you don't feel like it's coming right away. You have to be persistent. You have to have this almost obsessive dedication to this thing.
Sure, it's obsessive though.
Now, it was something I was thinking over next. So at what point, like when y'all just got out, as far as like negotiating like prices for you all services?
Oh, I was doing stuff free. I had to get
You-
the experience though.
So about how long were you, this could be for both of you, how long were you all doing it for free? Because I'm guessing y'all wanted to build a catalog
Right.
that you all could use to kind of promote yourselves.
For me, I did it until I was fed up. Then I just
Fed
said, I'm
use.
charging you niggas. I'm sorry. All right.
Pretty
It's a
much.
done deal.
Excuse me?
much.
Excuse you, you're what?
Charging you niggas.
I am appalled.
I'm just picturing somebody asked VA to do something, and she was like, "No, for free? Not anymore. This is
I'm charging you niggas. I'm charging y'all. I'm sorry.
See, like you weren't around Clarence, but the last show she got mad at me for staring at her while she's saying something in particular, right? She just did the same thing to me
and said, "I'm charging you."
I'm charging you. I'm like, eyes all open. I'm like, damn, what's going on? I'm like, hey, look,
This is not.
I'm for it.
This is not a gang up show on VA. Okay. Actually, this show is supposed to be about Clarence,
And Clarence is good. He getting a couple laughs. You know how you is.
but this ain't a VA show. Okay. You keep coming over here and referencing me.
You are the co-star, though.
I am the what?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's three of us.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot more you than these are.
Look. I'm just here. This your show.
No, you
This
ain't
your
just
show.
here.
No, I'm just here.
No,
I'm
you
just
ain't just here.
for comedic relief.
Oh man.
But so Clarence, kind of, I guess, until you were fed up as well.
Definitely until I was fed up. And then on top of that, like I had dipped my feet into the waters of news television. I had interned at Fox 13
Okay.
the summer before my senior year at MTSU. So when I graduated, I wound up applying to be a full-time employee there. Well, part-time at the time. That was successful. And before I even graduated back in August of 2012, I was working at Fox. And it was a half and half shift. First half of the week, mornings. Second half was night. And then it rotated, flipped.
Okay,
But yes,
so-
I figured by the time I was almost done, I had started like feeling like, okay, I've got at least enough experience to finally start determining like my price, what I'm worth, what I'm available to do, and for how much.
Now, you mentioned working news, and I work at news as well. So the first thing I
yes.
thought, as far as so your sleep schedule was just terrible.
Oh, it was hell. It was hell, Kevin. Like, but you know, when you're young, you can do it. And especially if you do one of those half and half shifts, it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, it was kind of weird spending like the first half of your week doing like night side stuff, and then the other half being weekends, being like early morning stuff.
Oh,
I
so
got over that
you ain't going to the
quickly.
club then?
Nah, hell no. I got used to it.
Damn.
Because you go to the club and something happened. Hey, get some video while you're over there.
I'm just thankful I wasn't a videographer. I was a PA. I was a
You
production
turned to one?
assistant. And I was thankful to be a PA because that just it gives you like a greater sense of understanding of like your importance and how necessary you are, because you're having to cross train and do more than like being a PA. You're having to operate different pieces of equipment depending on the day. So it made the job, in a sense, not too boring. I will say, though, I will never work overnight shifts for a news television station again. Like that, completely off the table. Should I ever go back, and I pray I don't go back, but the last station I worked at, WREG3, I was working an overnight shift, and it was a 2 to 10 in the morning, Monday through Friday.
Now, what is it about overnights? 'Cause I technically do that as well. Now, was it just kind of like mentally draining, or the stuff you were doing during the shift, or like what was it about overnight stuff?
Little both. To a degree, it is mentally draining because, you know, if you're not a night owl and if you're not a fan of doing things that are like requiring like overnight hours, you're not particularly cut out for it. You're going to need plenty of caffeine or something to keep you
Yeah.
up, energetic. Because by this point, I'm an editor now. So I'm editing like whatever videos the shows require. And then you're also getting like live feeds from videographers that are out in the field capturing, in this case, because again, it's Memphis, overnight shootings, car wrecks. So you're seeing manner of things that you wouldn't typically see on your average day, like tarps on the ground, like families, in complete shock and horror because one of their loved ones was killed, things of that nature. Like, yeah, we had positive stories too throughout the days, but the Memphis journalism mantra over the past couple of years that I was working it seemed to be almost built on sensationalism. Basically, if it bleeds, it leads. That was the mentality. So if you had
that's
like,
everywhere. Yeah,
yeah,
that's still a thing.
yeah.
Hey.
So if you were leading with a story that was serious, heartbreaking, shocking, like, oh yeah, you were gonna get your ratings. But yeah, you had to pull through mentally just to kind of power through. And a lot of what I would do is I would usually just have my music like at the ready. Like as soon as I would step into my edit bay, because it's closed off and everything, which was cool, I would just have music like blasting most of like my 8 hours.
Now, as far as like you're getting footage and stuff, like what is kind of like the turnaround as far as you editing? Because I don't think you like overnight. Did you all edit packages?
I wouldn't really say we had to edit packages. Really, the most we were editing was just like our VOs for news stories and then SOTs. We would do plenty of SOTVOs for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's about what that. Now, so what would be like the kind of turnaround time wise be for you to edit all that?
Quick, very quick. Like when I would show up, typically I would have, Lord, 30 minutes to an hour, but usually 30 minutes to edit a hour-long show. And I was editing alongside a co-editor, Robin Walker. I'd be remiss if I'd not mentioned that name. So what we were doing was we were splitting who was editing what show. So I would edit the 6, she would edit the 7. I'd edit the 8. We would both like join up and edit the 9 a.m. show, which was like the last morning show of the day.
Okay. Now you had mentioned this quick turnaround. So would you say being an editor for news kind of like helped you as far as filmmaking, editing for films?
I'd agree. It definitely did help me as far as editing films. It definitely helped speed up my editing process as a video editor for sure, because having to edit all those different pieces of short form content for an hour-long broadcast within a short frame of time, and heaven forbid you were told to like edit something in immediately for like breaking and then try to like rush to get that together as soon as possible. It definitely was a plus for me to have that kind of experience. And then you also had to be better mindful of where you cut and edited your sound. So sound mixing became a lot more important too when I was editing news television.
So take us through the process of editing film, right? So take us after the shoot is done, when you first start and you sit down to edit. Take us through the process. So where's your starting point that you start when you edit movies?
The process has changed so much over the years, so I can only speak on really now kind of how I operate. Typically, what I do now is once everything is in the can, I make sure to not only like save everything to more than one external hard drive or source of storage, but I also make sure the project file is created, dump all the video into said folder, and then I just organize it depending on scene. I'll create low resolution versions of the videos that I drop into like my projects on whatever software I'm using, whether it's Final Cut, whether it's Adobe Premiere Pro, and that it down converts the videos, makes them a lot smaller, more manageable to look at, to replay, and especially to edit. Because when I was starting out, I was editing probably 720p, and that graduated up to EP video. Well, now we shoot and edit mostly 4K video now. I know I certainly do. Your boy graduated to a Sony
He's showing off
NEX5. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I graduated to this about 2 years ago. So 4K video is big. Like there's no walking around it. So proxies, incorporating proxies into my video editing has been a game changer and a lifesaver. So I go through with every scene, I just go through every single take that we've shot. And then I find my in and out points for what worked in one take, what worked for another take. And I basically start laying the scene in. And once I'm done laying in the video for said scene, I'll replay it. And then I'll start making my adjustments, making either L cuts or J cuts, where maybe the video from another take will linger into like the sound of that initial take, or the sound from the first take eventually cuts into the video of the subsequent take. So,
okay, so, and this is just something, and you both can kind of chime in on this. If you have like a multi-day, let's say maybe a month shoot, would you like say you're shooting one day, like usually I know some people, they shoot everything and then they edit. Now, do you both prefer that method, or like you're shooting it one day, you've got your editor, you get the editor the footage for that day and they're editing as you all are shooting the project?
I don't think we've ever taken that approach.
We will never take that approach.
That's a terrible approach.
Now, because it's just something I had wondered about. So why is that a terrible approach?
Because you don't know how things are going to go. So in my opinion, if we're doing a film and we have a shoot day, why would I say to Clarence, hey, go ahead and edit today's footage and we'll go, because we might have to add something, or we might have to reshoot something, or you know what I'm saying? He's wasting time editing. If he has to go back to those scenes and completely take something out and not just fix one thing or fix another little thing, that's a waste of time.
And it kind of prolongs the process a bit.
Right.
Okay.
I've seen people do like where they would take out bad stuff. So like whenever they did a log and capture or whatever, because I actually used to enjoy that. And people are like, "You're crazy."
No, but why did you enjoy that?
I know I got to really get intimate with the footage. Pause.
I understand.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny on that, but you really learn the footage. Until you see it. You really learn the footage or whatever. You learned like little idiosyncrasies to it and all that stuff, so you can make your notes. And I had took really detailed notes. I didn't like doing it for a lot of other people, like maybe certain people because they appreciated it. But a lot of people, they want you to do their own stuff or whatever, so they can just like, you ain't paying me nothing. You ain't Jordan Lucas. You gotta pay me a lot of money, man, to do certain stuff for some folks.
You'll charge people just because you don't like them that much.
No, I won't work with them.
Oh, look.
I was like, if I like you, then hey, we might talk.
We might talk.
Yeah, hey, that's how I go.
So, Clarence, would you agree with Victoria's assessment?
I would definitely agree with that assessment, because I've never taken that approach, like not once with any project I've worked on, just yet. So I can't really speak on that quite yet. It would be an interesting approach for sure, but you just never know. I don't like to leave things up to chance. There's always a possibility that there's going to be a need to go back and fix things once the shoot is done and you get to look at everything.
I got a question
for you. Is done.
I got a question for you. My bad. Like, do you ever get involved with the dailies?
You know, because I understand the process of dailies, but I don't like to look at what I've shot the day before. And I know that sounds weird.
No, it makes sense. So you can go into the edit with fresh eyes, kind of deal,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not like kind of setting yourself up.
Yeah, I like to be able to kind of, once the project is done, then I'll go through everything and then just kind of start making like my notes or what have you then.
Okay.
Now, I'm I'm trying to think like your process as far as like preparing for a shoot day. Like everything before the shoot, how anything you may do with your camera, as far as the setup, your gear. Like how does that looks like for you?
In that regard, the first thing first is just the script. Like I make my annotations on the script for whatever scene is going to be shot. And then I try to break down how I should shoot whatever scene, figuring out what kind of angle or lens for each, and then just working my way from there. And then if I feel like I can do something creative during a cutaway here or a close up there, then I'll start to really get into like the fun stuff, the meat and potatoes, where I'll just use like diffusion or split diopters, things like that.
See, you speaking all them words. Half the time I don't even know what you're talking about.
So
Just say, go ahead, brother, do your thing.
So tell me, how you said it was interesting to me. So you say you with the script, are you like putting down, say like certain piece of dialogue? I may use a certain lens for this, or I may make this a certain shot. Like, are you almost like having like these detailed notes on your script? I guess your copy of the script before shoot day.
Yeah.
Now, why do you do that?
Ideally, I like to do that. That's because it helps save time for sure. And time is money on any shoot. I don't care what anybody tells you. So you want to make sure that when you come in there correct with like a general understanding of like what you want and what you can bring to the table. And then number two, yeah, I try to break down my script as much as possible. Like leave no stone unturned. Just make sure that you figure out how we're going to shoot each scene bit by bit, piece by piece.
Now, how do you go about seeing like, okay, this maybe need to be a close up, or this need to be a wide shot, or this may need to be cut here? Like, are you thinking as an editor while you're shooting as well?
Definitely thinking like an editor when we shoot, for sure. Because sometimes I can kind of see a scene in my mind within like minutes of reading a script. And then it's me just trying to drill that thought out of my brain and make sure it makes sense once we're shooting it. The short film we shot last March, Pride and Joy, there's an instance of that. The plot twist at the end, one of the leads like winds up having his entire worldview shifted because the opposing character, the mother figure, is basically taking control of the entire situation.
She crazy.
And explaining everything to him, and his drink's been drugged. So of course his worldview is going to be shifting. So how the hell are you going to depict that on camera? So when Victoria and myself shot that sequence, I thought to myself, once he starts figuring everything out, I'm going to try and find a filter that's going to look weird, because by this point, the drugs are starting to work. The drugs that have been put in his drink are starting to work. So now we as an audience need to feel that sense of uneasiness with him.
Shout out to good drugs.
Yeah. So
so he has to also give the audience the drugs.
Yeah, pretty much. So I had a twofold scenario. I wound up using two lens filters. I used a black mist, I think 1/8 filter, and then I also used a split diopter. So what that wound up doing is it creates this, because the screen is cut in half. The split diopter basically is like the other half is glass, the rest is empty. So you have this detailed bloom where like the lights or highlights are a lot brighter, softer, but at the same time you have like this other half of your image where everything is blurry as hell. So it created this weird, like, unsettling vertigo effect. And I used that to demonstrate just how messed up our lead character's world is at this point. And I basically used it for that entire sequence from the moment he realizes the major plot twist up until he eventually passes out and sleeps.
And you pretty much knew you were going to do all this like the day, or I say that maybe the night before a shoot.
I would say probably the night before, and then especially by the day of.
Now there's like you go in to shoot, and you almost kind of like you may have a plan to do a shot one way, and have had to have changed it on the fly. Like maybe lighting to the area you was at didn't necessarily fit the idea you had, or the lighting, or just the scenery, or just any little element that you may have had to deal with where you've kind of had to completely adjust kind of your plan on shooting.
Definitely. We've had plenty of instances of that. I know I've definitely had several instances of that. And you do your best to pivot. It's, pivoting is natural. And filmmaking 101 basically has taught, if anything else, 100% of what you do is problem solve. So there's going to be.
That is a true statement. Do you hear me?
So filmmaking has made you a better problem solver.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like you could be super prepared, and still there's going to be something that comes up at the spur of the moment that you weren't expecting, but now the problem's in your lap. So what are you going to do to
work
it out with it? Yeah, you have no choice but to figure it out.
So for somebody who's, because I'm thinking, like for somebody who's just an ultra planner, like they got to have a break on detail. Would you say like do they have to kind of adjust their thinking to this, or like
filmmaking? That ain't for you, player. I'm just saying that is not for you, player. You might as well wrap it up.
I mean, for real, you really do have to. I mean, it comes with the territory. Like, you could be the most prepared person in the world, but again, problems are going to happen on any film set. And if you don't know how to immediately react to them, if you don't know how to find a quick fix for them, you may have to reconsider this
I'm
field.
telling you, you're going to have to wrap it up.
And UNVA can probably add to this. What would you say is some like the common type of mishaps that may happen on the film
actors
set?
Not showing up.
Definitely actors not showing up. That's like a number one.
That shouldn't be number one. It really shouldn't.
And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
That's lack of attention to detail.
That too.
That too.
Attitude.
Well, I mean, that I would have thought
attitudes or egos on set is definitely
one.
a problem too. For sure.
So you mentioned lack of attention to detail. Kind of elaborate on that one for me.
I'm not paying attention to nothing else. Like, I'm not even paying attention to these cables right here. Just knock some stuff over. Look at me. No, not just that.
And yeah,
continuity issues, like people not taking pictures before they stop if they take a break, whatever. Like the numbers of things, scores of things. I go for a long time.
But yeah.
As a matter of fact, I was on a film set one time, right? And the guy was bragging about all these film sets he was on. And every time they turn on the camera, this dude's like, he's supposed to be a background character. And he's staring directly into the lens. And I was like, yo, they finally like made him like turn around and like go in the corner. Like he's supposed to be a bartender. Ooh. And I was like, this is terrible. This is bad. It's really bad. He's like, oh yeah, I've been on this and I've been on this. And I was like, how?
Okay.
Man, I've had
a similar version. I've seen a similar version of that. Yours is worse though. Please continue.
Yeah, and definitely no cell phones on set. Like I had a coworker at Fox 13. I think Nick Futrell was the name. I can't remember if he went to Full Sail or not, but a part of the college curriculum that he took wound up allowing him to like assist as like a PA on various film sets. So he wound up working the set of Avatar with James Cameron, the very first one. And James Cameron is he if you're not familiar with James Cameron and his
He can
type
be
of
very
directing,
tense.
he can be very tense. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's going to keep going take after take after take until he gets the very thing he wants. But he's also a stickler for not having cell phones on set. So I believe, yeah, Nick was actually on his cell phone texting on set.
Oh man.
Damn.
Jim caught wind of it, took this man's cell phone, got another PA's staple gun, I believe, stapled it to a wall. I kid you not. I kid you not.
And that was him being nice.
That was him being very nice.
He's like, let me demonstrate real quick.
I'm gonna make your phone the Titanic.
He said what he said, no phones on set. You do have to have a type of decorum on set for sure. Like you have to be willing to listen, you have to be very observative. Like you have to.
Who's this decorum person?
That was a bad joke. That was so bad.
Jokes.
That was so bad. Real bad. That was real.
You gonna listen later? You gonna laugh? Stop playing. Stop playing with me.
I ain't gonna laugh at that.
Stop playing with me.
I ain't gonna laugh at that.
Yeah, man. You gonna be putting on your shoes. You gonna be like laughing with your shoulders. Man, get out of here, man. Stop playing with me.
Probably not. So you mentioned something. I think you've mentioned like James Cameron likes to get shot after shot until he gets the shot he wants. And again, this is a question for you and Victoria. Do you all like to like get like multiple takes from different angles? You know, some directors, they almost like to have like 30 takes of a scene. Or some just like to get like 2 or 3 and to just cut from there. Like, what's you all's process?
If it's a good take on my end, it's a good take on my end. But for Clarence, most of the time, he'll say, well, let's do it again. And it's what the DP wants and the editor wants. So if the DP and the editor wants to do it again, then we're going to do it again.
I'm a coverage guy. I like to have additional coverage. Like, and we've got a pretty good system that works. We don't get a lot of takes. And even if we are limited to those takes, if something isn't working, you know, we can have like people do like some ADR and post and stuff to fix it. But for me as an editor, as a just in case thing, I like to have like additional like takes footage just in case. And especially like additional like material like cutaway shots or close ups just to kind of help sell a scene.
Now, did you learn that necessarily, like, this kind of always been like your preference, or is it something you've learned just in your experience of filmmaking or from news? Like, where did it come from?
I think between my time in news and especially my time editing, because, and I got to use this as an example, Victoria, but the story of Randolph was definitely an instance of us just kind of learning how important having coverage was.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was our first feature films. I mean, Kevin was a part of that film too. It was a learning experience, but we needed that learning experience in order to go on to the next projects. Pride and Joy, I'll give an example of Pride and Joy. Pride and Joy was shot very well. It was directed very well, you know, with first-time actors, and that's only because of our past films. It's only because of our past experiences that we learn from. If we didn't have those experiences, now the films now that we are attempting to do and the ones previously, they would not look and sound and be the way they are. So, you know.
And I'll have me thinking of this, and this would kind of pertain to you as an editor. Actors are usually taught, like when they go to acting school, is like when you're doing your scene, you do not give an editor a reason to cut off you, because sometimes, you know, if it's like 2 people doing a dialogue, you may get cut to the other person to get their their reaction or just something to show that they're in the shot. But
right.
It's taught that you do not give an editor a reason to have to cut off of you, because you're kind of taking attention on. So just for like an actor to kind of know what is it what you would see when you're editing, to where you would go, okay, let me cut off of this person and go to the other person.
Especially if you've got a scene involving 2 or more characters or people, like there's going to be instances where you're going to want to cut away to the other person while one person is talking just to get a little bit of their emotional reaction before you come back to them when they're finishing their sentence. I kind of like to take that approach to it. That way that's a good example of using like additional coverage from like different takes.
Now, do you almost like to have almost like from different angles? So like maybe one's like an ultra close up, like maybe just their eyes, or another if you got back to them, it's just their face reacting. Well, I guess you wouldn't do it from like different sides to make that be a continuity thing.
Yeah.
But you just kind of like different shots of like a person reacting or a person doing the well,
you wouldn't want to do that 180 thing. You want to break the 180 rule.
Yeah, definitely don't want to break that 180
unless you're trying to disorient somebody. So if it was like he's talking to the drunk guy, for example, and every time he cuts to him, it's like a different side of his face. That would be like for a certain effect. But there's exceptions to the rule, but that's the rule.
Now, you were mentioning a drunk example. Like, would you do it almost like show different phases of him being drunk?
I don't know if I would do that because that's a choice. I don't know if it's the best choice. I was just like, just giving just a loose example. It might not even be a good example, honestly. It depends on what you were going for.
Now, because we've had you for a while now, as we wrap up, just want to throw a few quick questions for you. Favorite software to edit with?
Favorite software to edit with?
Avid.
I don't even use Avid. I haven't used Avid yet. I haven't used Blackmagic stuff just yet.
But you didn't use Avid and News? What did you use?
Yeah, this one's gonna shock you, Kevin. So when I was
Don't tell me you're using CapCut.
Hell no, we didn't have CapCut when I started. Because CapCut's recent. Lord, when I started, I believe the editing software that Fox 13 was using when I was an intern, they were using Final Cut.
Okay.
I think they were using Final Cut 6, where you had to render and re-render every video before you exported.
It was fun.
It sure was.
Those
fun.
were the days.
Time. And that's how I learned. That's how Victoria learned. Like, Lord, that was the software that really taught me how to edit
my soul
in college. It broke everybody's soul. We spent all those nights in that mass comm editing.
Let me tell you let me tell you something. Woo! If you were part of mass comm, if you did not spend the night in one of them editing bays, then you are not really a mass comm student.
You didn't graduate. You majored into something. Did you use Final Cut at Channel 3 as well?
I did, yes. I sure did. But by that point, they had Final Cut 10. It was Final Cut X. Okay. So, much easier to use. And then halfway through my time at WRG3, they wound up getting off that and they wound up going to Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay. They use Premiere. Now, favorite camera you've used?
Favorite camera? Well, I feel like that's pretty easy. It's a toss-up between either the Blackmagic Pocket 4 or 6K. Either or is fine. Or the Sony FX3. But I do still kind of hold a soft spot for the Canon C300.
Okay.
I'm just surprised you said anything that passed. I thought you were a bunch of Sony products, but okay, we got Canon there. So, favorite project you've worked on?
Favorite project I've worked on? I have several. I do still have a soft spot for Story of Randolph, even though making it was quite the experience.
Learning.
Definitely the learning experience. Thank you. So that's one. I would say, Lord, because we've worked on so many, and then
10.
Sheesh.
10 at that. We've done 10 films together. 10.
Yeah.
That's the ones that are out. That's the ones that are out. I ain't even
Yeah,
talking
and
about the
they're
ones in
still
post production. I ain't even talking about that.
right.
Complete to full 10 films.
Yeah. So I already said Story Randolph. I would say the documentary I did on Women of Stacks, Soul Sisters, that's another one. And then Pride and Joy, I'm still really proud of. And we put that one out last year. Or did we put that out? No, we put that out this year. There we go.
Yeah, June. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
we put that.
it's doing
Yeah.
very well though. I'm not gonna say it's doing very well. My goodness.
Now, project that if you could go back and do it, you look at it and go, I wish I could go back and do it again. What project would that be?
Story Randolph. Without hesitation. Without hesitation. Because again, it was the first feature film that, you know, you, me, Victoria worked on. And like everything we have done since that project has been like an overcorrection from what we weren't doing right on that film.
Because you have to remember that before the story of Randolph, we filmed our first film together was Before the Night Ends.
Yes.
And then we shot Clubbing, but Clubbing was shot so bad
that we
had to reshoot it. And that was before the story of Randolph. So we didn't know what the hell we was doing with Before the Night Ends. We were just on the fly with that. We shot Clubbing, but it was not shot well. Then we went into the story of Randolph and then had to go back and shoot Clubbing again. Completely.
Fun times. Fun times.
Very fun times.
What did you all learn from shooting Clubbing?
Everybody needs to shut the hell up when the director say shut up.
The director shouldn't have to tell them to shut up.
Well, they wouldn't shut the hell up, okay?
Yeah, we actually were able to get extras for that initial shoot, and oof, yeah, they were unruly for sure. We had fun, but man.
Maybe next time I need to take some phones and staple them to the wall or something.
I don't know if you want to do that.
I mean, hey, it worked for Jim Cameron, so
you better be Jim Cameron. And even James Cameron, I don't even think you want to do it. I don't think James Cameron would do that in Memphis.
You just select the crowd very, very carefully.
Very carefully.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Snatching somebody's phone in Memphis.
Hell, like,
end up on the news.
Think about it though. Think about it. How cell phones are today. I mean, people got to finance them joints. I mean, imagine somebody staple your phone, like just took your phone out of your hand, like on a regular day, like a regular person. Say his name is Lawrence. Lawrence about to beat you up.
Lawrence gonna be on the A block. That's what he's gonna be. On the A block of your 9 o'clock newscast. That's what he's gonna be. Now, final question: if you could, for somebody, give any advice for somebody starting out, what would that be?
For anybody starting out, man, what would I tell them, or what would I not tell them? I feel like that's the question, because I don't want to. The last thing I ever want to do to somebody that wants to get into this field is, completely like scare them or deter them. But
scare them,
there are some fields where there's a thin line between telling them the truth and completely scaring the hell out of them. And
right.
Filmmaking may be one of those things.
Also true. If anything, I would tell them, this field is hard. It is hard. But at the same time, build you a community for sure. Find a bunch of like-minded people that also love this thing with the same passion and energy that you have for it, right? And just start shooting. Like, you don't have to have the most expensive equipment in the world out there. Like, there are short films being shot off Android phones, iPhones. This thing has gotten a lot more accessible. And to a fair degree, that also makes it that much harder to break through and get into the scene. But you gotta, again, above all else, you just gotta have a love for this thing first and foremost. Also, know your worth. That's another one. That's another really, really, really big one. I can't stress that enough.
Yesterday's
people
price
will definitely try to shortchange the shit out you if you're not careful.
Is not today's price, correct?
Correct.
You've been waiting to use that one.
I have. Like there was a chance. There was a chance earlier, but I was like, I'll slide it in later.
No, like I got to get there. But actually, before I went on next, so if somebody's starting off, what would you suggest as far as like a starter camera in editing with like a starter editing software to start off?
A starter software? When I started out, a lot of the things I had to start out with, half of them don't even exist anymore. Because
Man, you
I
make yourself
initially
seem
just
old.
No,
I
the
mean,
technology is advanced.
we're
That
old.
has.
Shoot.
I
I'm
ain't old.
36.
I ain't
I have no
old.
shame in it.
I ain't old.
Hey, black don't crack, okay?
I've been told that. I've been told.
Okay.
I've also been told. I got a deceptive face. I was like confused and mad at the same time because I didn't know what that was supposed to mean. I was like, what you talking about?
Someone said you had a deceptive face.
Yeah.
You might need to end the episode.
Well, Clarence, thank you for being here today.
Man, come on.
Greatly appreciate you taking.
It's really funny. Like,
you've been very upset.
Long story short, or whatever. It was one of my instructors when I went to a broadcasting school.
Your instructor told you had this is getting so much worse.
Age and stuff like that, right? And I was like, "Well, how old do you think I am?" And she starts like turning her head to the side and like,
Man, I would have kept this story to myself.
She's like, "You have a deceptive face." And I was like, "What?"
So did she explain what that meant?
No,
she
like she saw my face, I couldn't hide it. I was like,
make it see any better.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Man.
She apologized to you?
You sat there looking like a victim.
A victim. I was not a victim.
She called you a Decepticon.
She did not call me a Decepticon. See how he put extra sauce on it. He put slap your mama on it and all this ketchup.
It didn't need any sauce. You gave me all the sauce for that.
No, didn't I mention earlier that he wants to act like he's just a Memphis person, but the Memphis will come out of him in an instant when him checking people.
Yeah.
That was just, look, he did this to himself.
And that's what a Memphis person would say. He did this to himself. He did this to himself. He did this to himself. But you checked the man. He had a heartfelt story for us.
Heartfelt story. That was something you take to your grave.
No, that wasn't a take to your grave story. The take to your grave stories you'll never hear.
Oh, Lord, I hope for your sake.
Let me make sure I answer this question before we really go off target.
Yeah, brother, fuck it. That's how I go here. Fuck it. Go ahead. And I ain't editing that out neither. Go ahead.
Oh God.
Oh Lord. If I had a essential starter up package, I would say if you have a Windows PC or a Windows laptop, I think Windows Movie Maker is still a thing. I wasn't initially a dedicated video editor. I initially was video editing for fun before I ever started taking it seriously. So when I started, and this was like going into high school from grade school, I was learning how to edit off of Windows Movie Maker. So that's a good program. I definitely would suggest Final Cut X because it's another really easy, intuitive video editing software that you can use. It's not like Final Cut 6 or 7 where
My God,
you're having occasional crash after video crash and having to re-render your video time after time after time again before you have to export your final project. So be thankful you don't have to go through that learning curve.
You know my favorite part about those crashes? There was no automatic save at that point. So you would like you would
I totally forgot about
it would be
that.
like tunnel vision, whatever, getting stuff done, knocking stuff out. Be like, oh, this is perfect. This is great.
That's when it happens.
And then
that's when it happens.
And then you just have that 1,000-mile stare because you just realize you've lost it all. And you're like,
and this was why
I want to burn this whole place down.
I'm telling you, I want to rip the walls out of them editing bays.
Yeah.
Do you
and
hear
this
me?
was why those nights at that MassCom building in those editing bays were hell. This is exactly why.
That's why we spent the night.
You had to save your project. Consistently.
Consistently, every single mark, and I got to a point where every single mark, save. Save. It was just second nature. Every time I moved the anything, save.
You just remind me of somebody, because it was showing me the edit base, and this was like 7, 8 o'clock, and the guy that was with me was like, "These are the people that had to start over."
Oh,
Yeah.
There was like 4 pissed off people in his edit base. Like, yeah, these are the people that have to start over their project. So, but don't worry, you'll be one of them as well.
damn.
And I was.
That's terrible, man.
But it was. I
It
totally
was,
forgot
but
about all this
not a
stuff until
lie.
y'all brought it up.
Lie.
Oh, those days were. I have a lot of patience. I did not have it for Final Cut 7. Oh.
Absolutely. Definitely Final Cut. And then as far as like a video camera, I would honestly, you're going to be set between, and I'm not even going to go with Sony on this go around. Frankly, you're good with like even one of the Canon Rebels, or even if you can afford one, the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. I'm not going to go with 6K, but the 4K, it's dropped in price significantly, and it is a true cinema camera in the sense that, again, no autofocus. You have to set the focus and parameters yourself. Like, it's not going to like guide you. So, but it's also intuitive, super intuitive. It's extremely easy to color correct and color grade the footage you shoot off of it too. So it's also a great learning camera, and you can create some really dynamic visuals off that camera with the right lens or lenses. And it wouldn't like break the bank either doing so.
You know what you just made me think about? Like, we're talking about editing bays and all this stuff. And I remember I had a project to do, right? I had to drive up to Nashville. I'm Clarksville. I had to drive up to Nashville because I had to use like the editing bay, like because I couldn't get all my stuff done and my project had crashed. So I had to come up on Saturday, right? I had went out with some buddies, like, so I was like, a little less than optimal. So I'm like, I'm not very happy. I'm going up here to do this thing that I thought I was going to be done with like 2 days prior. So I go up here, and then some girl called me that met me at the establishment the night before. She got my number from a friend. And I'm like, why in the world this dude? And she's like, you gonna come visit me? And I'm like, trying to be nice. It's like, oh,
nice?
We'll see. Like I'm not sure yet. I got to really get to know you. Like basically get off my phone. And she's like, well, if you give me some gas money, I'll come over to you. And I was just like looking at my phone, disgusted. And then I was like, that was in the back of my head the whole time while I was editing my project.
What?
And I was like, gas money? Gas money? He asked for gas money.
Don't look at her. I'm trying to see where he goes. Don't look at her.
No, that's it. That's the story. There's more to it, but I'm not. Hey, look, that's taking your grade stuff.
What you gave us the PG version?
Yeah. I ain't gonna no further with that. But she asked for gas money, and that actually like was in the back of my head while I'm trying to make this edit. And I was just like, gas money.
Kevin, you have anything to say
Out
about
of
this?
gas and out of time. So thank you, Clarence, for talking to us today. I am once again Kevin Mumphrey with my co-host, Victoria V.A. Jones.
We out of gas money, y'all.
And Karsten Ferguson.
Maybe I shouldn't have told that story. But Kevin's gonna chop it up. It's gonna go everywhere. Gas money.
So gas in Nashville is probably what, $2.08.
What?
Now?
You said $2 and what?
I'm just talking. See, that meant nothing either.
Nah, man.
Yeah, with y'all.
He's like mad low, man.
Now?
Low.
That's what it is now?
No, I was just saying something because, that just like with that story there, it really meant nothing. Thank you all again for listening. That's a wrap.
You see how they
Glad
do
to
me?
join in, guys. Glad to